On my show, we do shameless self promotions. Yes, I'm James Lott Jr., and this is In Between the Pages with James Lott Jr., and I'm going to show you my new book, my 60th. This book is all over the place. Me and my friend Jaime Molina wrote this book, and it's part of our short story project, my short story project. And back, I should show the back of it. So if you're listening to this, I'm showing the back and the front. It's our thoughts on life, and there's some pictures in there too. Our thoughts on life. That's all I'm going to say. It's all over the place. Like it's all over. It literally is all over the place. Um, I wanted something a little whimsical and different. I am trying with this really short story project, which is now about, I think it was started in 2015, 2016. It's about 6, 7 years old, 8 years old at this point. Well, it's good. It's about 8 years old at this point. Some of the books we want to, like the Blue Book I did with Charles Wong. There are a couple of books that just because I'm a spoken word artist, poet also. And I wanted to have something that's in between kind of a book with kind of stories, but also kind of poetic like in difference in the way it's written and the way it's laid out on a page. And there's some kind of symbiosis going on in the book. It was a fun book to put together. It's just literally, I can say behind the scenes because it's my book. We did things like we kind of wrote down ideas separately and then kind of came together. And in the book, you may or may not know whose ideas are what. We don't put names to them. We don't say this is James's idea, this is Jaime's idea. It's just kind of like we wrote them and put them out there for people to look at. Um, it's fun to. I might do this one day, you guys. People have been asking me about how to write a book or self-publish a book by class, and that's something I'm thinking about doing. I might offer that in March or April. I'm still working on that portion. But it's something that I think people just to get an idea, because I was kind of told from other people too, kind of how they did it. And I love having the freedom to write whatever I want or have people that I work with write whatever they want, and we just put it out. And sometimes you find a large audience, sometimes you find a small audience. To me, if one person picks up the book and enjoys it, then that's a win right there. I mean, I really do mean that. I think there's so many books out there to read. That any of our books do anything, it's great. Now, some of my other books do much better because there are certain things that get written. And I'm working on other books too. But then some of these books, like this one, I wanted people to pick it up and just kind of, oh, okay. So when I describe the book, it's like I like the books all over the place. Just buy it and see what you think. Um, it always reminds me of like an album because I do albums too, I do music, and I just kind of record songs and I have ideas. I try to construct them together into a cohesive project. And I have an album out right now, Voice and Lot. I love the way it's constructed. I love the way it's laid out. I did a great job in how I sequenced it and how it laid out. So this book kind of reminds me of that too. And it's a short read. It's like 20 something pages, and it's $5.99. It's on Kindle, $2.99. It's not that expensive. I say these are great books. I say get a couple of my books, not a bunch. Just throw them in your bag, and then you can read them while you're on the plane or on a train or hanging out. So laying by well, say now it's not laying by the beach anymore. Snow Lodge, the easy reads, and you can always pass around to other people. Say, okay, well, I'm done reading this one. They pass it to somebody else and have them read it. But I like the I just like the freedom of being able to express myself in ways that are not always a traditional way. I encourage anyone out there who wants to put something out there, just put it out there. There's so many different types of books and kinds of writing that are being released right now. It's almost like this crazy renaissance. I'm getting books where the layout is very different. There's things just some of it's poetry and story. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff happening out there that I think right now, for any of the stick in the muds, Victorian writers are just like, it has to be this way and that's it. They're out there. Those books are out there, and you have those things. But there's also books that are for infotainment. There are books for self-help. There's all kinds of writing styles, and I kind of love that. So my book is called this book is all over the place. James Lott Jr. and Jaime Molina. You can get it on Amazon, Amazon Kindle, Amazon paperback. Get it now. Be there. Be square. I'm James Lott Jr. Talk to you next time.